Hello there, my name is Luis Ortiz, and today we'll be talking about umu cooking in American Samoa, traditions of the earth oven. The umu is a traditional earth oven, a method that has been passed down for generations. It is much more than a way to cook food. It is a cultural practice that represents family, community, and the Samoan way of life. So over the next 10 minutes, we'll be exploring how the umu works, what it means in the Samoan culture, and why it continues to be practiced in everyday life today. A little history and geography of American Samoa. American Samoa is a tropical set of islands in the Pacific. It is a high humidity and has a wonderful culture. The reason I picked it is not only because the umu is a very unique way to cook and prepare food, it is interesting how deep the culture runs and how cooking is tied to the traditions and prep of the earth oven. You're probably asking, what is the umu? Right? Kind of a funny word. The umu is an outdoor oven built directly into the ground. Instead of using metal or electricity to heat up, it relies on volcanic stones that are heated until they grow a bright red. Food is then placed on top, wrapped in leaves, and the entire oven is covered with mats and more leaves to trap the heat. The result is a slow, smoky, flavorful cook. The umu is unique because it combines cooking with culture. Every step, from preparing the fire to wrapping and unwrapping the food, it is part of a huge shared tradition. Cultural significance. The umu is deeply tied to Samoan culture and identity. Many families prepare an umu every Sunday after church. This after church meal is also called kongai. As a part of Fa'a Samoa, or the Samoan way of life, this practice emphasizes respect, family, and hospitality. Another cool fact is elders and guests are always served first, showing honor and care, especially right off the hot stones. The umu also plays an important role in events such as weddings, funerals, and village gatherings. It is not just a cooking method, it is a living tradition that connects people to their roots. Things you're going to need for materials and prep. Things you'll need are going to be volcanic stones or lava rocks, which allows you to create the heat, coconut husks or dry wood, which allows you to fuel the fire, banana or breadfruit leaves, which helps you and assists you in wrapping and steaming, and then woven mats that go over and around the umu. Um, the banana and breadfruit leaves are also used to protect during cooking, much like foil would in a modern kitchen. The woven mats are placed on top to keep in the steam, and wooden tools are used to handle the hot food safely. Collecting these materials is often a family effort, which adds to the communal spirit of the Samoan umu. Step 1. Heating the stones. The first step is building a fire using coconut husks and dry wood. The stones are then placed on top and around the wood and the fire until they become glowing red hot. This process usually takes around half an hour, and it requires skill to know when the stones are ready. If they aren't heated enough, the food won't cook properly. Once the fire starts to burn down, the stones remain red hot, forming the base of the oven. The heat will cook all of the food that is placed inside. Foods used and prep. Foods used are going to be taro, breadfruit, and yams. Taro also is called galo, by the way, in the Samoan culture. Pork, chicken, and fish, and then delicate dishes such as palusami, which is taro leaves and coconut cream with onions. Root crops like taro, yams, and breadfruit are essential because they're very filling and nutritious. Meat is also prepared right on top. And the beloved dish called palusami is made by wrapping coconut cream and sometimes onions inside taro leaves. Each food is actually wrapped in banana leaves, which will keep it moist, protect it from ash. Wrapping the food is also very symbolic, as it shows care and attention to detail. So for the prep, you're gonna need hot stones, foods and marinade, and then leaves for wrapping. Step 3, the cooking process: layering, covering, and cooking. Once the food is ready, it is carefully placed into the oven. The hot stones are spread out evenly, then the root crops are added first because they take the longest to cook. Meats are then placed right on top, followed by the delicate dishes such as palusami and other things as that. Everything is covered with even more leaves and woven mats, creating a dome that traps heat and then steams the food. The food is left to cook slowly for around 1 to 2 hours. Then the umu is finally opened. Aromas of roasted meat and smoky taro leaves fill the air. It is an exciting moment for everyone who helped. Now is where we get to the fun part: finished dishes, taste, and presentation. Some of the big dishes that are normally shown in the umu were roasted pig, palusami, and kalo. Kalo is also taro. Again, the results are rich and flavorful. Pork is cooked in an umu becomes tender and juicy, often falling right off the bone and falling apart. Palusami is creamy, smoky, and slightly sweet from the coconut cream. Root crops such as taro, breadfruit are soft and hearty, absorbing all the natural flavors of the oven. Altogether, the umu creates a feast that reflects the land itself: earthy, smoky, and nourishing. The food is then laid out on mats, trays, and other surfaces, and is ready to be shared by everyone present. All these dishes are prepared in the umu and come out very delicious in their own respective fields, but the surprise is when you eat them together. Social aspects and roles. You're probably thinking, what do you mean social aspects and roles? Don't you just dig the hole, place the coals, and get ready to cook and eat? Wrong. The cool thing about the Samoan umu, and fa'a Samoa in general in American Samoa, cooking in an umu is never a single person task, ever. It is a community effort. Children may gather leaves and husks, women often prepare and wrap the food, and then men tend to the fire and stones. Each role is very, very important. Together they make the whole process possible. This teamwork often teaches responsibility, cooperation, and respect for tradition. The meal itself strengthens family bonds, as everyone eats together, with elders and guests served first. For larger events, an umu can feed entire villages. That's what makes it a symbol of generosity and unity within its communities. Modern day changing continuity. Most villages still practice using the umu on a weekly basis for their after church meal, which is also called kongai. In rural areas, families continue to prepare it weekly, while urban centers may use gas or electric as they're starting to become geared more towards modern technology for everyday cooking. However, the umu is still prepared for Sundays and special occasions. Samoan communities abroad also as well build umus during cultural events and festivals, showing that the practice remains a strong part of their identity. Even in the modern world, the umu is a reminder of heritage and cultural pride for the Samoan people. The umu is more than a cooking method. It is tradition that combines food, family, and culture. Through the umu, Samoan people preserve the fa'a Samoa and the Samoan way of life. It often passes down values of respect, togetherness, and hospitality. Everybody's welcome at this feast. Eating from the umu is like tasting the heart of Samoa. It is a practice that continues to nourish both the body and the soul. And by not allowing technology to completely wipe out their culture and traditions, not only is it a way of life for Samoan people living out in American and Western Samoa? The umu is a daily occurrence that reminds them of their strong culture and heritage. Thank you.